Hello, welcome to the Aquarian Mind Podcast. Today's podcast episode number 341. I'm your host, Jamel Crothers. It's Wednesday Motivation Inspiration. And today I'm really delving into it. I challenge you. That is what we're talking about today. So as you listen to this podcast, I'm going to challenge you. And there are a few of them. And they are important. So there are 5 things I'm going to challenge you to do in this podcast today, and I hope it will elevate you and push you to want more for yourself, not only this year, but beyond. So, are you ready? Here we go. The first challenge is to write down all of your goals, no matter how small they are. Write them down. Whether it's getting in better shape to doing certain tasks consistently, I need you to set goals, either weekly, monthly, yearly, or all 3. I don't care how silly the goal is. Write it down in a notebook. Because seeing your goals on paper and visually has proven to be beneficial in accomplishing them. The next challenge I need you to do is to jump the hurdles that are standing in your way. No matter how many hurdles there are, just know that you can jump them all. It's like running a 110 meters race on a track, and there are numerous hurdles ahead of you to jump. If you've ever watched track and field, it's one of the races, and it's about agility, speed, timing, and balance with your body. So your mind has to be in a good place, and the whole goal of it is to jump all of these hurdles and finish what you want to accomplish. Now, it won't be easy, but it will be worth it in the end. And I use this analogy because when I was in high school, I was on track briefly, my senior year in the spring. And I do regret not doing track from when I transferred, to the suburbs. I think I would have had a reasonable chance at getting a scholarship, but neither here nor there. But one of the events I did was the 110 hurdles. And boy, was it hard and challenging. But every day I went to practice, I made sure that I worked on, jumping and timing and balance and all of those things. Now, I'm 18, so a little bit easier then, but don't ask me to do it right now. I'd probably fall. But I also did the 400 hurdles. 400 hurdles isn't as bad. It's speed, but then it's also being able to just time it and then jump the hurdle. So, there's a couple of challenges with that, but literally every 2 seconds in the 110 meters race, you're jumping a hurdle. So, that's why I'm using that analogy in regards to the second challenge. Now, the third challenge to you is to take a leap of faith in whatever you want to do with your life. Take a risk, do something that you wouldn't normally do, maybe make a certain investment, take a certain meeting with someone, go to a networking event, and meet new people. Start engaging conversations, learning from others, be energetic in all that you're doing in your life. And I say this because I am an introvert. So for me, I never thought in a million years that I'd have a podcast. I mean, who would have thought? And I'm in year 4 of this. So very thankful and blessed for that. And when I started writing books, I never thought I'd be going to book festivals or anything like that. And I do it. And I meet new people. And, this past weekend, I went to my second book festival since I've, moved here. And it was fun. The first one that I went to was great. Tons of people, foot traffic, so many people all at once. A lot of, authors, vendors, things like that. This past weekend was a little bit more reserved. Wasn't as much foot traffic, less authors, a little bit more vendors. So it all depends on situations and what's going on, but I took the opportunity to still make the best of the situation. Now, I go into book festivals wanting to meet, network, book sales, things of that nature, but I do take the opportunity and time to engage with people that I wouldn't normally meet if I'm out and about or anything like that. It's not often that you're walking around living your life and you meet an author. That's just not a common thing that happens, but I do meet a lot more authors going to these events, right? So that's breaking me out of my comfort zone. This podcast broke me out of my comfort zone, and being able to eloquently speak on, all of the things that are, going on in the world, things that are going on in my mind, sharing a lot of things that I think about, right? So let's try to, break out of our comfort zones. Now, this next challenge is really a good one, and it's taking the road less traveled. Too many times we get to a fork in the road and we go down the same road everyone else is going. It's time to change that. Challenge yourself and go down a different road that may lead to better opportunities for you. Don't sell yourself short in what you want for yourself in your life. It's your journey. So don't worry about what other people are saying or thinking and not fully understanding that you are taking the road less traveled. For me, I went the self-publishing route, messed up the book size, messed up a couple of book covers, didn't promote myself the right way, didn't learn a lot of the intricacies until probably year 3 of book publishing. So what I'm saying is go down the road to the left. Don't always go down the road to the right, or vice versa. Carve your own path. Don't feel obligated to do what everyone else is doing, because it may work for them, but it may not work for you, right? So I don't always follow the rules with how I do things. I'm trying to establish a platform where people can look at me and go, okay, well, he did it his way. He didn't do it the way everyone else did it. And it'll be more fulfilling when you really get to where you want to be. Now, the last challenge, and it's a big one. Opening new doors for yourself. Now, what do I mean? Doing things outside of the norm that will open new doors for yourself. Which is why I mentioned taking a leap of faith and taking the road less traveled before delving into this last challenge. Opening new doors might be going places that you don't normally go, taking a chance with someone you might meet. So don't hinder yourself in what could happen if you do this, right? You never know who you're going to meet. You never know who's in whatever industry that you're interested in or you want to be a part of. Because for me, I always think to myself, I want to help people and I want to get people to where they want to be, right? So I'm going to use a quick example of me at the book festival this past weekend, right? So I met 2 authors, and one is trying to kind of really go down the self-publishing route and do things on her own, right? So I gave her my information. I said, hey, reach out to me. I've been doing this for 8 years. I will kind of guide you along the way and give you, insight and things to, do in order to get yourself to where you want to be, and you can do things on your own, right? Carve your own path. The next young woman that I met, she's got a lot on her plate, just like me. And she's got a lot going on in her life, right? Now, she has 2 books, but she doesn't have a website. So how are people going to find you? How are people going to know about you if you don't have a website? So my goal is to help her build her website and get it to where she wants it to be, to where it's functional. She knows how to, maneuver through it, make the changes, do all the things that she needs to do, right? So that's a goal of mine, to help her build her website slowly and progressively and get it to where she wants it to be. And then she's good to go, right? She's also got a podcast. She's also got all of these other things that, she's doing in her life. And it's a beautiful thing, right? She's very blessed and, she's very talented, very gifted. So it's the time management and trying to make sure that she can do certain things at certain times, right? Like right now, major project of reformatting 60 books right now, which is imperative to me, which is important to me, and branching out and, putting, my content out there. And then after that is on to my next project. Along with this reformatting project, I am still doing my podcast, still doing my blogs, and doing all of those little things, right? So challenge yourself to open new doors for yourself. It's going to help you immensely. So go to that convention, go to that meeting, do, something that you don't normally do, and it will pay dividends in the long run. So those are my 5 challenges that I want you all to take on this year and going forward. I want you to be very, very successful in whatever you choose to do in your life. And these are surely things that I will be incorporating into my daily life along with my goals. So thank you for listening to the podcast today. It's greatly appreciated. TheAquariumMindPodcast.com is the website. You can find whatever episodes you want because they're all broken down into categories and they're very easy to find. If you are on any of the other major platforms and you want to stay there, hey, by all means, stay there and stay tuned. All right. Have a good week. Book Insight Fridays coming up. Be good and go accomplish your goals.